Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to another high-level game of StarCraft 2. Today we have in the bottom right on Berlingrad, spawning as the blue Terran player playing for Team Onside. It is none other than Maru. And in the top left as our yellow Zerg player playing for Team Kaisi Gaming, it's going to be Reynor. So you see that first drone already moving down here towards the natural. Waiting to get a hatchery down. Boom! Straight up builds it. Maru with the first barracks in his main base. Back in the day, he used to proxy a little bit more, but that seems to have changed. At least in the past few months. I feel like he's been proxying a lot less. Just been going for those, honestly, kind of campy styles. This has been what most people associate with Maru now. Where before he was this very kind of aggressive player. Sure, whenever the late game was good for Terran, he always liked to play late game. But nowadays, it feels like the only real thing we see out of him is those ghost camp games. Whether that's going to be with mech or with bio, it doesn't really matter. He just likes sitting there. He just likes dealing a lot of damage. And then sitting back and kind of absorbing whatever the Zerg can throw at him. So we have most of the time an aggressive early game. And then Maru just kind of testing the boundaries to see what is possible. It's like, hey, can I poke in here? Can I push in? Can I actually kill this Zerg player? And if the answer is no to that, the tanks will start coming out. The ghosts will start being built 3 at a time. And that ghost count, once it gets up above 10, 12, Zerg usually is in a little bit of trouble. If the opponent is called Maru at least. Reynor, of course, a player that is completely capable of fighting this type of stuff. It's not like, Reynor has never beaten Maru playing this, but he does struggle with it. He really does. Just recently, I think we saw him play some, pretty painful game against Maru in the Caster Civil War, I think it was. Where Reynor got really far ahead against the mech. And then eventually ends up losing anyway in that Ghost Mech late game. Now, Sturz Reaper is going to try to take out a Ling here and there. So Roach Warren gets thrown down. It's going to be a 2-base Roach push out of the young Italian Zerg. Maru now knows that there is no third hatchery on that line third base. And will spot the lack of a third hatchery as well here on the top side. We'll immediately see a jump in towards the main base. And Reynor doesn't quite catch this Reaper. That means that this Reaper is going to get a full-on scout. No, it's not. Prefers getting a Ling kill here. And that is interesting. We also see a straight-up follow-up coming out of Maru with that triple CC. It's like he's not really taking this serious right now. This is a very serious build order. This is no joking matter. And the answer to this usually is going to be a bunker on that high ground. Of course, it is still possible for Maru to do that, and right now, with the lack of drones in the natural, I think he even saw that Roach pop, he will know exactly what's going on. Should start that bunker up on the high ground immediately. We have to swap between the factory and the barracks. Marine production will start, and as will a Cyclone or a tank. Okay, it's going to be a Cyclone. We have a second barracks on the way already, so Marine production will be fine. All SCVs are already upstairs. That third CC is going to finish up as well. And Maru right now with this Reaper, I guess just checking if there's any more reinforcements or what's happening over here. It's like, hey, no extra units. Okay, this is going to be it. That should be absolutely fine here for Maru. Bunker finishes up this reactor. Might take a little bit of damage. Of course, this depot also is going to get blasted. I don't think that Maru can quite save that thing. I'm not even sure if he can save this reactor and the depot, but with the Cyclone out, this Overlord is eventually going to get killed. Yeah, reactor is going to fall, SCV will go down as well. And Reynor right now, it's difficult to say what he needs to do with this. Does he just stay downstairs and kind of deny the mining in the natural? Or does he want to go up and maybe try and still kill that depot? For now, it seems like the answer is going to be stay downstairs and deny mining for as long as possible. Because this situation really isn't all that good for Reynor. He's, well, I don't want to say hard countered, but he has been countered pretty hard. So maybe he has been hard countered if he's been countered pretty hard. Cyclone is out. You have these Marines popping out as well, and with a tank on the high ground, which surely should start moving down at this point. Ooh, good control. Out of Reynor, almost gets the kill on that Cyclone. Maru needs to be very careful there. That Cyclone is, of course, its intended use to push back those Ravagers so that the tank can move into a good position. That the low ground can start mining again. Seems like the tank is just going to stay upstairs for now. So we have a third barracks on the way as well. Continue tank production. Stim on the way. And we have this starport. Will build its own reactor at this point. Workers, 51 against 38. So Reynor is ahead here. And that might seem kind of weird, but it's actually kind of normal. The roach build, it does not cut that many workers. It cuts a few workers, obviously, because you're using, what, 7, 8 larvae on roaches. And that just means you're going to have 7, 8 less drones. However, because you deny your opponent mining and you deny your opponent SCV production from the natural, your worker count will always still look kind of fine. That's not really the issue. The main issue with this build order is that in order to afford these roaches, which are of course more expensive than drones usually would be, is you need to be cutting queens. So right now we only see 6 queens out at the 6-minute mark. There's hardly any creep tumors on the map, only 13 6 minutes into the game. Well, if we would compare this to a regular Reynor game, I think the creep would probably be over here at this point and trying to touch that top right side, creep spread all the way over here. So relative to your opponent's timing, your queen count is pretty low and your creep isn't quite as far as you would want it to be. Upgrade perhaps also a little bit delayed, so we'll have to wait and see exactly if Reynor is going to be possible to even defend a fort base like this, or if he's going to be taking some damage. The creep spread there is extremely mediocre. We have the single cyclone trying to poke in forward. And I like this move out of Maru, saying, hey, I want to go cancel your fort base. I know that's going to be a little bit later than usual. I think I might just be capable of doing something there. Follow-up for Reynor is going to be a Baneling Nest. We see Roach Speed coming out as well. So to me, this smells a little bit like a Ravager Ling Bane type of play. With that Baneling Nest, with that fast carapace as well. Fort base is going to get taken out though. And that is a painful loss here for the... Oh my god. Huge blunder here out of Reynor. Not just a mistake, that's a blunder. Rebuilding that hatchery immediately, being too impatient and not getting the cancel the second time around, losing a crap ton of minerals there for no reason whatsoever. That is just extremely painful at this phase of the game. And one of the issues that we're gonna start kind of bumping into right now is how will Reynor start spending his money. And I mean, 9 drones, 8 extra drones on a full 3-base saturation already with no fort base inside. Like, this is another 50 seconds away from finishing. These drones are practically going to be useless. We'll be long distance mining here, adding maybe what, 150, 200 mineral income per minute. Yeah, that's not going to change anything in this game. Maru's just setting up, and I think it's going to be a setup for a bit of a 1-1 timing here. A lot of Marauders are being built as well. Might make life difficult right now for the Italian Zerg player, who really is lacking that creep spread. We have a single lane over here through the middle. Tanks are sieging up though. And I think these tumors, well, one more tumor survives. Another scan is going to be necessary. Tumor will eventually get taken out. This is an interesting angle to push through. Seems a little bit difficult. I much would have preferred this high ground area and kind of moving around this pillar in a way. But it seems like Maru not too keen on that. It's just going to go back home. This is not a wall, by the way. Don't think Maru was aware of that. And now he's going to be made aware of that. Lings will not deal a lot of damage, so that's a nice way to get warned there. Yeah, Maru right now is like, okay, we'll build a depot there. Thanks for showing me that hole before it actually became important. And he will manage to plug that hole for now. We have a second factory on the way. Lings once again try to go back in. Will not succeed. Roach Ravager on creep is of course going to be somewhat okay against this army composition. You have range upgrades coming out, by the way. No melee upgrades, despite the fact that a lot of Lings right now are being produced. This feels like there should be melee upgrades coming in somewhere. Might be +1 range into +1 melee. Yep, there we go. We already have that queue up of the melee attacks. Do like that. No sensor tower at the third base yet, probably because the fort hasn't really been set up. We don't even have barracks 6, 7 and 8 yet either. So Maru taking it slow with that extra infrastructure. This little drop is going to get picked up, and once again we'll move towards the left side. At the same time we probably should have an army moving towards the right to see if anything can be done about that 5th base. Reynor is trying to stabilize. He's currently on 86 workers. He's getting 8 more, going up to a very reasonable worker count right now. A very, very reasonable worker count. And I'm not quite sure if Maru can really do anything about it. I mean, we have these first Vipers coming out already. Ultralisk Cavern as well being constructed. Huh. The problem for Reynor being, of course, here is that he just doesn't have as much creep on the map. Taking a 6th might be difficult. And if this natural starts running out, which it will kind of soon start to do, 3rd might start running out as well. This main already lost 4 of its patches. I think we're going to be having a little bit of oversaturation here. And in that case, having a 6th is going to be pretty vital. We have a good push on the right side. This 5th is going to get taken out. This is really bad. Left side 6 base will also get killed. No cancel here whatsoever. Maru in firm control of this game right now. Not dropping the ball. Absolutely not dropping the ball. Has another good siege position here near that. This was the 3rd base, I think, right? Is going to push forward with those 2-2 upgrades as well. Slight upgrade lead. Of course, there's the +2 carapace. But no melee attacks done yet for Reynor. Baneling's links will be a little bit less effective than they ideally should be. Vipers moving in position to try and clean up this little tank spot. Here we go. 1, 2, 3 blinding clouds. No, just 2 blinding clouds I think I'd use there. A single parasitic bomb as well. Good split on that medevac, taking it out. Unsieged tank. One of them will go down. I think actually 2 of them might have gone down. Yep, there we go. Only 1 of them remain in the medevacs. Same time, this bottom side is going to get taken out, I think, because Reynor does not have sufficient units here to deal with that. It's going to be a 4 base versus 4 base situation. Maru continues dropping on. These Vipers are in the perfect location though to throw a quick parasitic bomb on those medevacs, and I think that is what Reynor should and needs to do in order to deal with this threat. 5th base is being rebuilt right now. 6th base also needs to be rebuilt ASAP. We have some major oversaturation going on, especially over on this base. Yeah, like 7, 8 workers too many. We have 2 too many in the natural, and that's only going to ramp up as more and more mineral patches are going to start disappearing. I think this is kind of a testament to how comfortable Maru has been feeling, how in control he has been feeling so far in this game. If the first sensor tower only goes down 12 minutes into the game, it means he was not afraid of run-bys, he was not afraid of attacks up until this point. And even at this point, it feels more like he's building the sensor tower because he's maxed anyway, he has the tech, he has the upgrades coming, he does not know where to spend his money. I don't think it would quite be necessary, but I mean, why not? It just makes a lot of sense to get one of these towers if you're maxed and you have the cash for it. Extra command centers are already being built. We see a command center flying over to the 5th base. Reynor actually breaking through a bit of a choke here. So decent blinding cloud as well being hit. Big parasitic bomb on all of these medevacs. Will get split off here. And this ultras are just absolutely ripping through the bioforce. Tanks in the back should be capable of dealing with these ultralisk, and the ghost might be capable of taking everything down on the retreat as well. Anabolic Synthesis is about to finish up, will of course help boost these ultras a little bit, especially when fighting off creep. 5th base finally goes up again. Maru scans and is like, oh, that's a tasty treat I think I can take out, and immediately starts walking over there. That is a very big play. I like that. 81 workers coming out of Maru. Reynor struggling to hold on to his 5th base is going to be in a pretty tricky spot here. He's going to be in a tricky spot. Money still looks good for him, but he's going to need to win this fight, and he'll need to win it somewhat decisively as well. I think this is going to be a cleanup, at least so far. I don't think he can really move down this choke. Reynor disagrees, continues moving on, loses 2 ultras as a result. These banelings, well, I wish they would not start exploding here, because I think they're only going to be exploding on tanks and depots. That's indeed the case. Orbital Command also stays alive. That Bile actually took out 2-3 medevacs there, and the tail end of the engagement. Not the worst engagement though for Reynor overall. Only 160 supply remaining for Maru. Has more ghosts on the way though, and there's already 8 out. Once we get to that kind of magical number of 12, 13 ghosts, that's when things usually get very difficult for the Zerg player. +3 infantry weapons about to finish up. We have a big pickup, a ghost. Is it going to be Kerrigan left behind? No, it will go back to the group. It will be safe, at least for now. 12 o'clock is once again mining, but no gas mining there yet. Well, this is the 8 o'clock. Also is mining, but also no gas. Reynor does need to be careful, really wants to be holding this base. Couple of snipes going down on that ultra. No mines or tanks in his army means that splash practically non-existent. Tanks now will start sieging up, but they're way too far in the back. These banelings will get the connections that they need here, I think. There's nothing to stop them. And we once again have a pickup. I'd love to see these Vipers jump into action. Get a couple of parasitic bombs once again on these medevacs. A lot of these medevacs very low. We see no repair on them yet. And although right now there's still 10 medevacs, a single parasitic bomb could take out 4 or 5 with relative ease in a very short period of time. Maru's going to continue kind of moving forward, moving towards what once was the 5th base. I'm not quite sure if we'd still call it the 5th base. Off-creep engagements, not really what Reynor needs at this point. He needs efficient engagements. The fact that he's completely lacking creep in this area of the map is just painful. There's no infestor still in this army either. Vipers will start moving forward, won't get these parasitic bombs. 1, 2, no, just 1 for now. No, 2, 1 also on the Liberators here. Ultra's going to be moving in as well. And once again, we have Maru getting pushed back. A lot of these ghosts still staying alive. Ooh, some Banelings getting connections there. 12 ghosts total, but only 6, 7, 8 in this little army. As Reynor is going to continue chasing this army off creep. This is a surprising turn of event. I'm not entirely sure if Reynor is actually ahead, but he seems to be somewhat winning these fights. Of course, in the resources lost, he's still going to be down. He's down by 8k. And the reality of this game so far is really just that it's going to be really difficult for Reynor to take any of Maru's bases. I mean, this is the only other neutral base where I could potentially see Reynor take it. I'm like, hey, this is something where Reynor could go to, right? No, it's not. There's a base over here. This base needs to be taken out. Maybe even this planetary needs to be taken out for Reynor to safely take that corner right side base. Lynx moving in. They do have those adrenal glands upgrades. Ultra as well pushing forward. We have this engagement here. I don't quite think these ghosts are going to get taken out. Banelings just barely not connecting. But if this planetary falls, that would be very huge. This is what I was talking about. I'm not sure if Reynor is aware of this base over here, though. I don't really think he is. That would be huge. This is a free base right now, Reynor. Scout it. Oh. Because if he gets this, that means that this position on the right side has been weakened so much that it feels possible for the first time for Reynor to take this corner base and start mining some of his opponent's minerals. Right now we have another command center on the way. All of these SCVs contributing so much to the mining currently, especially the gas mining, because this is something that Maru is lacking. Would have been a huge pickoff. Instead, we see Maru once again moving forward, wanting to get a snipe on that hatchery. He's not quite going to end up working out. I'm always surprised how slow Reynor is with his infestor transition here. It feels like that is something that a lot of the other Zergs prefer quicker, as, well, once again, he's taking a pretty decent traitor actually, even without these infestors, even without the fungals, even without the neurals on the ghost. Overseer's too far in the back, will not quite get the hit on these ghosts with the Banelings. 10 workers will end up falling, and on the retreat, this is the real power of the ghost, of course. These ultras are going to get taken out. 10 more Banelings being morphed, the pneumatized carapace on the way as well. Map vision, map control is good. We're lacking some creep threat still on that far right side. The queen count is still at 8. Where are they though? Where's them ladies waddling around? We have one over here idling. We have one in the main base not doing much of anything. Yeah, I'd love to see the queen usage, you know, for some creep at least. We need some extra creep, especially on that right side, pushing forward. Can we get another run by in towards this base? There's no more sensor towers on the map right now, as these Lynx taking out a lot of workers. That is good. Tanks also being taken out over here. Banelings rolling in forward. We will get the connections. We'll definitely get the connections. Ultras getting every single SCV in this base right now. 17 workers killed. Alright, that's going to be it. We'll move back for now. Reynor really playing this high tempo type of style. Finally gets a couple of infestors out, although it's only 2. Do we have burrow? No, we don't have burrow nor pathogen glands. Of course, 2 very important upgrades for these infestors. Topside base is going to get denied though. Reynor on 86 workers. Don't think you can quite mine with all of them though. You have a couple over here. This is going to get pushed back. Adrenal glands Lynx once again putting in a lot of work. Ghosts are going to move in, and just with the auto attack I think should be fine. There's no Banelings here. Yeah, this is going to get absolutely destroyed. Ghost just a little bit too strong. At the same time though, the 6 o'clock gets taken out. This is a very odd game. A very trade heavy game. Low eco, yet high eco. High tech, but also not like a stable high tech camping game. This is very back and forth, and if we were to evaluate this position, armies. Well, I mean, the Baneling count is low. There's not a lot of gas and minerals available to just build 40 more Banelings. He can get like 12, 10 Banelings at a time. Actually, 21. Scratch what I just said. Seems to have enough income to add a lot of Banes. Is getting Burrow. I don't mind this army really in this type of game. I really do not mind it. It's kind of quick, probably somewhat effective. Does feel like Maru is setting up in kind of a big way right now, though. Really does feel that way. Ghosts are just standing in this tactically proper position, a little bit further to the back, wanting the Bile to take the initial hit, so that from the second line you can have these ghosts snipe together kind of with the tanks, you know? You want to snipe while they come in, and then you want to snipe while they come out. You don't want these ghosts in front, unless you're pushing into a position. You can kind of snipe from a distance as well. We see this Bio going in as like the kind of the battering ram saying, "Ta-da, I'm here," opening up the door, and then you have the ghost in the back with the snipes. This is an infestor that could deal some real damage. No scans, no scans, no scans. Turret not quite done yet either. I think Reynor wants to start moving in. I think this turret might provide the vision though. Yeah, definitely will. Reynor should be seeing this as well, no? The vision range of this infestor underground is actually crazy. That is actually an insane amount of vision underground. Holy crap. I did not know it had that much vision underground. This is a beautiful rotation, by the way, out of the Italian Zerg player. We'll take out this base, or at least we'll kind of force this position to lift off. Corruptors will fight these Liberators as the Banelings try to get connections, but they won't. Instead try to explode on the tank, but this was a really poor fight. Down 11k currently in resources lost as Maru is just... Oh my god, it's like I didn't pay attention for 3 seconds. And there's an entire base... entire topside has kind of been taken over by Maru. You sometimes have these videos of like the Amish people building a farm. It's like a 4-day video sped up. I can't quite recall what you call these speed up videos. A time lapse. And it gets built so quick. That's kind of what this topside, you know, looks like. It's like it's just been absolutely taken over by Maru here. Quick farmhouse has been built here. It's absolutely fantastic. You have another command center going down as well. Ghosts are in position. Seems like Maru isn't completely abandoning this bottom side, but is saying, hey, I'm a little less focused on that right now. More Marauders are moving back. However, Maru does need to hold this at some point. No, yeah, Ghosts are going to start moving back, because this is, after all, his main base, and that's where the production is. So you can't just give that up. You can't give up your production. These links are going to start working on this tank. Good control out of Reynor. Moves away with the links, but all of them get splashed down as well. That is the scary thing. If you just leave tanks behind, links are extremely viable against pure tanks. It's just when you have like Marines and Ghost in there, and Marauders as well, of course, that can tank a lot of the damage, then these links become a lot less powerful. I think a couple of links could split off towards the top side here. More links jumping on top of that tank. This tank also will get taken out. Maru is not that rich anymore. Does not have the worker count that he once had. We don't see a burrow on any of these links right now. Can we see a burrow? Can we see a burrow? Yep, there we go. Double burrows. We're gonna need double scans as well. Good move out of Reynor. Saying, hey, I'm going to waste a little bit more of your attention. And actually wasted so much attention of his opponent that I don't even think Maru is aware that there's still some links. No, he definitely is aware. He knows. Still needs to put an entire army out of position, and that allows Reynor right now to start moving on. I love what these infestors are doing as well. They're just kind of lurking with this army underground. If any ghosts show up right now and we could get a fungal or a neural or anything of the sort, I think that could be a complete game changer here. Here we go. Unburrow, big fungal hit. Banelings were really far away though. This is not quite going to be it. Well, actually, this might just be kind of it here for Reynor. This was not a bad trade. This really was not a bad trade. Took out a lot of the crap of Maru. Maru still has a lot of money in the bank though and can start reproducing it immediately as well. Has this top side base, has this right side base. Reynor completely focused on this bottom. Well, only down 8k in resources lost. These are some of the best trades that I've seen out of a Zerg player. Some fantastic stuff here coming out of Reynor. It is extremely impressive to trade this evenly against a Terran that has this many ghosts. Especially if that Terran player is called Maru. It just it just shows how good Reynor is at these engagements. Once again, we have a burrow of the links, this time under the command center. It's going to be pretty transparent as to what's happening here. Forces out another scan though, takes a little bit of that attention, and it seems like Reynor just has this one trick. He's like, hey, I'm going to be burrowing some links over here. You move your entire army there, and I'll just start moving towards your main base, start threatening your production. This is a lot of links though that you don't want to lose, Reynor. You need to be a little bit more careful here, I think. This is like legit 50-60 links. Yeah, you're gonna lose at least a decent chunk of them. Taking out the armory is nice, but I mean, when's the last time that Maru built a mine? And I don't really think he was planning on getting +2 vehicle plating either, or he would have done that 10 minutes ago. Single link dealing so much damage with those upgrades as well, difficult to kill. Will end up falling against the 14 SCVs around. Infestors once again lurking underground. Oh, EMP is going to miss. Snipe will hit though. One infestor loses his friend. The other one cast his fungal. You have winners and you have losers. And well, this bad boy was a winner. That's for sure. Hello, where are we? Mr. Winner? Here we go. Cast his fungal. Did something good for the Zerg race. Love that there's a couple of links just burrowed here. I'm a really big fan of that. Planetary here as a kind of a zoning tool as well, an anchor to fall back on for Maru. Always nice to have. Are there any infestors lurking around? You have 2 infestors kind of idling here. This is a brilliant flank though. I think Maru might be in a little bit of trouble right now. These Banelings might get the connections finally. No, another pickup as these ghosts are going to get saved. Oi, 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 oi. That was very, very close. That was extremely close. I love that these infestors are continuing moving on forward. Links burrowing once again. How many orbitals do we have? We have only 4 orbitals. This type of move is actually big. It's not like this is a 15 orbital game. Once again, we still don't have neural on these infestors, but a fungal is perhaps going to be possible. There we go. Big fungal is going to hit. I think Reynor might just have this game if he's going to get these connections that he needs. He is going to get a lot of connections. We'll start chasing with these Banelings. Behind the refinery, there's a lot of ghosts still alive. I think that this fight might actually just be it. As Reynor cleans up this base as well. You have these links in the natural taking out a refinery as well. That's a lot of workers that just went down. Maru in an absolute world of trouble. This bottom side base is, well, it's also practically dead. But this is just looking really, really poor right now. We have 6 medevacs, 7 ghosts and 2 marauders left. Infestor still burrowing left, right and center. I think Maru spots this, no? I think he saw those. Did he? Maybe he didn't. Maybe he did not. Oh my god, a neural would have been so big here. A neural would have been so big. It would have actually been a 100% game finisher. I really feel like this is one of the things that Reynor either underestimates or just doesn't care about. It's just the infestor usage is very good once he gets them. But at the same time, I feel like he gets them a bit too late and these neural parasites are... Yeah, he just doesn't have it researched and then you can't use it. And he's missing opportunities because of that. Now this drop is being sent in. There's a lot of links coming this direction as well. We'll get cleaned up. We'll just get rallied away. Still a single corruptor out as well. Could perhaps try and chase that medevac, but at the same time, is that really going to be possible? All of these links are going to get sent. Oh, Hades. Oh my god, you can't be serious. This is the final mining base as well for Reynor. This is actually kind of important. Can't just go around losing this entire mineral line here, Reynor. This is not good. This really is not good. 12, 13 workers. Sure, this base also gets denied. This is all in now. This is completely all in. Reynor is... I don't think this is on purpose. I think he is accidentally all-inning into this position, and that is not what he should be doing. Losing this base completely destroys his income here. Look at that mineral income. 600 a minute. Kills 10 workers on the other side. Loses 21 and loses a hatchery to... a mere, what was it? 6? 7 marines? Still, more drones going down right now. This marine drop actually changes the game. This marine drop completely changes the game. And despite only having a very small army, well, honestly, slightly bigger army right now, Maru's actually almost up in army supply. Maru has way better income as well than his opponent. Oh no, this single marine drop completely changing the course of this game. Infestors are going to get sniped as well. We still have 4 orbital commands remaining. Means plenty of scans. Armory is going to get rebuilt. God knows why. Oh, probably to build Hellbats actually. Wants the armory so he can morph Hellbats from these Hellions. I did see the blue flame as well being researched. Here come the first few cars coming out right now. Finds them better than Marines probably. There's a lot of links out, so it makes some sense. Also, Hellbat's a little more tanky against Banes, of course. Oi, 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 oi. I am absolutely digging this position for Maru right now. And the fun thing is that Maru doesn't even really need to do anything. He can just kind of sit, wait it out. Eventually he's going to try and take this left side base. But why would he move away from there? He's just sitting in between these 2 bases. Reynor is trying to re-establish this. Reynor needs to come crashing in at some point. Reynor is the one that needs to start dealing damage. Big parasitic bomb here, by the way. Actually, it was a very good one. I like that. Could have another parasitic bomb if this bad boy decides to stick around. No, she's going to get killed by a queen. Also a move. Also a move. Raven popping out. Actually, it's going to be 2 ravens. Don't mind me. Don't mind it at all. Of course, with that anti-armor missile and the detection will be very useful here. Marine's not quite going to get surrounded as the Marauders also start kiting back. A couple of snipes on these links almost would have been worth it at this point. Just taking out anything at this point honestly is worth it. Resources lost. I mean, the trades have actually been crazy good for Reynor. It's just he hasn't been mining more than his opponent. He just has not been mining more. And that's the issue. This is insane. This resources lost app's insane. If you see what the average Zerg trades like this is really wild stuff. It is kind of crazy in my opinion. Of course, it's still going to be possible. Couple of neurals, or sorry, couple of fungals can definitely change the game, but the Ravens. The Ravens are a game changer here. The Ravens absolutely are going to be a game changer. As the Ghosts are moving forward, Infestor tries to waddle away. Will indeed move to safety right now. Literally all there is this fungal. That's it. A fungal and a dream. That's what we're working with right now. For Reynor, for the Zerg player. Queen's moving away as well. Will have to be forced off creep if Reynor actually wants to break this. There are a couple of Hellbats behind there. There's a couple of Ghosts. I don't think this is breakable. I don't believe this is... Well, maybe with some... Oh, blindings. No. Oh my god. Oh, there we go with the blinding cloud. Snipe still going to get cast though. Of course, there's a spell. Viper gets taken out. Reynor does not feel like he can break that. Maybe he could have. It's really scary for him though, because he doesn't know where his opponent's army is. Well, now he knows, I think. He knows it's over here. Raven is going to get sent back home. No, it's just patrolling behind, making sure that no infestors can get there. Scan on the left side. No infestor flanks going to be possible. We have 4 Hellbats moving in towards this mining base. Reynor sends back an Ultra list to deal with that. I think the base might actually die before the Ultra arrives. Cloak. Snipes. Oh, Fungal is going to hit. Second Fungal is going to hit. Third Fungal is going to hit as well. A lot of Ghosts actually are going down right now. And this is the timing for Reynor. He decides to pull the trigger. Big anti-armor missile goes down though as well. There's still tanks in the back. This is all going to be off creep. And the army for Reynor just not big enough to finish Maru's Marauder Marine Ghost tank force. Anti-armor missile definitely helped out a little bit as well. GG gets called as Maru wins this 34-minute banger over here on Berlingrad. A very long game with a crap ton of resources lost. 150k resources lost total. That is, especially for Berlingrad, kind of crazy because there's so little bases on this map. They really went to the wire here. In the end, these fights, honestly, like, if you take a look at the units lost here, like, these fights have been very, very good. 19 queens gone down. I mean, 38 ghosts have been killed. 42 tanks. Good lord. Actually a really, really sick game. Very sick. Fantastic stuff. 117 SCVs killed. Not enough, though, to to get Maru to die. He just keeps surviving with those ghosts. He just never dies. All right, that's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you, and bye-bye.